Assalamu alaikum. Hi, Oracle, Reiki, spiritual healer. And I was just sitting here having a flashback, and I'm getting ready to make some stewed chicken with the chosen one young people. And I cut up all of my vegetables, and I'm gonna go live with some of the chosen one young people in order to help them understand we need stuff that stick to our ribs out here. We don't play with that those fast foods and all of that stuff. We have to physically cook food. So these are our ways that make me have a flashback. And like I say, when I was in the haberdashery, when I was a candy lady, everything that I have put my hand towards, God has blessed it. So when I had people around me, I had friends or family members that would come around me, I would try out my healing methods on them, and they many times they didn't know that I was healing them. And sometimes, some of the ones who were closer to me, my sister, some of them did know that I was healing them. My assistant, like I say, I had her for 20 years. And, some of my husbands, they wanted some healing. And I would do a healing ritual on them, a rub, because they asked for it. And when it come out the way that I wanted it to, then I documented it in my mind that I know that it was working. I'm sorry, that somebody got some beat. So I knew that these types of healing methods and spiritual methods was working because I was healing, friends and family members. I was healing myself. And, I can give you some other examples. I had a husband that had gotten himself in trouble. And he was going to court in one county. And, we thought that it would be better for the court case to be moved to another county. And, we were able to obtain that with, a court case cleanse. To cleanse him out of one county into the desired county. And sometimes when I was able to cleanse the negative energy from the situation, then many times that is when you would have people that would say and call me names and say that you're a witch. But I had never attacked anyone. I have never attacked anyone. I've only cleansed situations. I've only cleansed my own situations. But I never needed to defend myself. I never needed to defend myself from, those type of people, because for some reason, I knew that these spiritual healing methods was working on them. And I was able to get rid of, let's say that a person was having an allergic reaction to poison ivy. And we didn't have calamine lotion, but, I had different kinds of healing methods that I had been taught as a child to get rid of this negative energy. And again, I used, my 4 thieves vinegar that I had made and rubbed the person down if they had any kind of bites or allergic reaction, if they had problems with, pain and things of that nature in their legs, I would, help them. And many times I've had people think that I was sending them the negative energy, but they're asking me to heal it because I can heal it, but they think that I've sent them the negative energy. So, in many ways, after I started to understand that these people were malevolent, they didn't want to pray for themselves. They did not want to believe in God. So I stopped healing them. I think, it may have been a year. It may have been a year before I was coming on this mission in 2023 that I healed my last person. I was able to heal animals. So I had tried these, when you're blessing your animals and things of that nature and protecting them, you can, also heal the animals. You can heal the earth. So, one of the ways that I was able to heal, some of the people that were in my life, people would come to me and say, oh, I got stung by bees. And, having a husband that worked in landscaping or as a brick mason, then you will always have a husband that will come home with a bee sting and his, hand puffed up or his lip puffed up or his face puffed up because the bees got on him and started to bite him. And I just told him, I would say, well, where I come from, the Indians, all things are good. The herbs that God has given to us is good. And it has more use than one use. So, I used to smoke cigarettes, and we already know. I had to stop smoking cigarettes. I'm glad that I did. But I took some of my cigarette tobacco and I put it on his face where it was swollen at, or his hand, and it would draw out those bee stings. And I would be able to, wipe that bee sting right on out of there with that tobacco. It drawed the swelling out of it. So from those types of things that I was, healing people from the things that I had learned when I was a child, just being in the woods and my mom teaching us, in Albany, Georgia, about different, types of healing methods. And I would apply it to my friends and family members. And many times they would say that I was a witch. So this is what I have discerned, that this is what has been taught, that anyone who knows about herbs and how to heal people using the herbs, anybody who is an herbalist, they're labeled a witch. Yeah, I don't care. You can call me whatever you want to call me. It's not what you call me, it's what I answer to. So when I stopped healing these people, I went to my father's house because I was separating myself from these people. Because obviously they suck. I'm sorry to say it like that. And again, pray for me because my mouth is terrible. I will, I will harm these people with my mouth. I'm sorry. So pray for me. And I went to my father's house, and my father was having problems with his legs. So I did a spiritual healing method on him to remove the negative energy that was on his legs, that maybe had been there, 70 years. My father's 70 some years old. So I got my 4 thieves vinegar, and, I made me some hyssop healing oil, and I rubbed my dad's leg down and gave him a bath in this hyssop bath. I gave him a bath in the, I gave him a bath in the 4 thieves vinegar and then a hyssop bath to rub his legs down. And he was up moving around, like he was 50. That gout and the rheumatoid arthritis, he didn't have any more problems in his legs and in his feet from those types of attacks. So this is how I know a lot of the healing methods that I give to people, that I use on people. I've used them for myself. I've used them on other people. I practice on other people to make sure that it's working, to make sure that, those people who have the rheumatoid arthritis and their hand is closed from that rheumatoid arthritis, then they need a more progressive method. They need the Reiki treatment of healing. But in many cases, these people, they will turn against you. They will turn against you. A lot of them, they are going by what society standards are. They don't understand that there are roots and herbs and, leaves and, different kinds of things that God has put here. And again, I specifically like the mint. I love the mint and the hyssop, because that also helps with removing negative energy. When someone has sent any kind of attacks, any kind of sins that you have occurred, and any kind of attacks with the evil eye to your beauty, and there's a ritual for those types of methods. So we have to understand that these people, they have been acclimated to what society has taught them. So, when people would call me names, I wouldn't even say anything. I wouldn't deal with them anymore. I would go around a lot of older people in order to, try to get some of their remedies and let them know that, my mother was a midwife, and, she was a sharecropper. And so we spent a lot of time learning different kinds of herbs and things of that nature outside when I got older. While I was a kid, my mom would grow her own farm. My dad would dig trenches and grow her own farm of, different kinds of peppers, tomatoes, beans, squash, you name it. So I knew a lot of the herbs and roots that you could eat, different kinds of mushrooms that was for healing and things of that nature, and different kinds of elements that was for healing the body internally. And as I got older, sneaking around, hearing my aunts and, my grandmothers and, the men folks, I learned that they were for, spiritually healing too. So originally, I just started out, using these rituals that I knew, formulas that I made and formulated to heal myself and other people. I started applying them to other people just to see if they work, so that I could, one day use them. And I didn't know where I was going to use them at, but now I know it's for you guys. Allahu Akbar. So we have here that people will label you if they are unsure of, what you're doing. If they don't have the knowledge that you have, they will turn against you once they figure that you have knowledge that they cannot compass. But what I can only say to anyone is that I've tried and tested this process of healing on myself and others before I ever even came here, so that I know that these processes works in court cases, with healing of the legs, with, processes of Reiki, laying hands on people. And everybody used to love for me to lay my hands on them. So I had to pull my energy back from helping people. I had to pull my energy back from those people who turned against me. And I had to pull my energy back from those people who wanted to, control me and would scandalize me by calling me names that, they knew that I wasn't after I had helped them. So I hope that you received this message. You can reach out to me in the description below. Please like, share, and subscribe to me. Book your one-on-one sessions so that I can acclimate a gift to your situation. You can leave a comment for me and let me know how my channel is doing, how I'm doing. Book your one-on-one life coaching sessions or your video chat sessions. Donate to my channel. I'm High Oracle, Reiki Spiritual Healer. Assalamu alaikum.